Hi everybody, how's it going today? Thanks for watching. First video filmed in 2025, so happy new year to everybody watching. My name is Piet. I'm a dairy farmer in North Dakota. Post a video every Wednesday, so if you're interested in seeing what goes on a dairy farm in North Dakota. The last couple of videos that I filmed ahead of time. We actually, my wife, my kids and I spent Christmas and New Year's in the Netherlands. I have two grandmas, two omas that live in the Netherlands in the same town actually. Less than 5 minutes walking apart from each other, and then a cousin that lives in the Netherlands also. So we visited them over Christmas, and then also have an aunt and uncle and a cousin that live in Australia, and they were also in the Netherlands over Christmas, so got to see them as well. So it was nice seeing them. Took our 3 kids over there. They're 5, 3, and 9 months old, and actually went really well. The hardest part for them was waiting in line at the airport for our passport control. Otherwise, the flight and everything went really good, about as good as I could have asked them to be. So it was a good trip. It was fun to see my some of my family that I don't get to see very often. Obviously do a lot of FaceTiming or video calling with my omas, but it's always nice to see them in person. It's always nice to just visit about farming, dairy farming. Both of them, both my grandparents dairy farmed, so they have a pretty good idea of what goes on a dairy farm and what it all entails. So it's just kind of fun to visit with them and just how things have changed over the years. But yeah, lot of respect for them. I would not be here today if it wasn't for all the hard work that they did, and all the risks that they took, and all the challenges that they overcame. And yeah, very thankful for that, because like I said, if it wasn't for them, I would not have the chance to do what I get to do here. But in our North Freestyle barn here today, just wanted to had a few minutes here before I wanted to go home. Just wanted to walk down these pens here. We're actually doing a little bit of a feeding trial. I'll just touch on it here quickly. I'll talk more about it in a future video, but this would be this pen right here is our what we call pen 10, and then pen 9 on this side. So these are mainly third lactation, some second lactation, all A2 cows, and these are first and second lactation non-A2 cows. And then on the other side of the manure alley here, they're first and second lactation, both pens mixed together, and they're all A2 cows. What we're doing for feeding here has nothing to do with whether they are A2, if their milk is A2 or not, but just thought I would share that quickly. What we're actually doing is doing a trial with distillers. We feed corn distillers to every cow that gets a TMR on our farm, from our calves all the way up to dry cows, milking cows, pregnant cows. Everybody gets corn distillers in their ration, and corn distillers is a byproduct from the ethanol industry. So they take corn and make gasoline essentially, and the byproduct of that is corn distillers, and has good energy and good protein. It's a good cattle feed actually. But there's some studies that say, or that suggest, if you overfeed corn distillers, you feed too much, that you get milk fat depression. So I was kind of curious to see if where we are on that, if we're pushing distillers too much or not, if we need to back off. So what we've done is, in these 2 pens here, these are all high production pens, high lactation pens. We've cut the distillers in these 2 pens down by less than half, and then replaced it with a few different ingredients. I'll get more into that in another video, but essentially what we're gonna do is do this for about 3 months, maybe 4, kind of depends on what I see in the first couple months. But we're gonna look at how their butterfat, protein, milk production is changing compared to previous tests, but also compared to the other pens in the herd. So we're going to be comparing the first and second lactation pen to the other first and second lactation pens, and then we're going to be comparing the second and third lactation pen to our third plus lactation other pen. So we've got 3 other pens in our south barn that are third plus lactation high production cows. So we're going to see how their milk production and components change from month to month, and then also pen to pen, month to month. So because there's for sure going to be changes month to month because there's so many variables, but is there a difference in the amount of change compared to the other pens is kind of the idea behind it. And then if we do see something, then I'm going to look at feed cost, because Corn Distillers is a very reasonably priced feed product comparing it to other feed options. It's I mean, we don't get it for free, we have to pay for it obviously, but it's reasonably priced for what it provides for the cows. So then we have to make a decision if there is a difference. Is the cost difference in the feed? How does that affect the profitability of using it to feed the cows? But enough about that. We'll walk across to the other side here. I mainly just wanted to look at the manure to see if there was any noticeable difference between the 2 different rations, or if it's looks the same to the naked eye. Just kind of curious, I guess, more than anything else. But what I really wanted to talk about in this video was just kind of give a quick recap of 2024, maybe touch on some of the highlights that we had on the farm, and maybe I'll give you guys some goals that I have for 2025. It's always good if you have goals to write them down or tell somebody, because then you kind of keep yourself accountable. So the two things that came to mind, big things that happened for us in 2024, big things that we did. The first 2 things that popped into my mind was moving our calves aged month and a half to 3 to 3.5 months, moving them into group pens of 6. And I know I've showed you guys those pens here quite a few times. You'll see them more in the future, but if you want to see what I'm talking about, you'll have to just go back in some of my videos. But that was quite a big change for us. We used to raise those calves in hutches, and that is we're just about a year into that, because we just made that change right after the new year last year. So that has been going, I'd say, very well. Calves have been doing really good. We've had more cross suckling because of it, but we're able to stay on top of it pretty good. Haven't really noticed any major problems because of that. Been putting in nose rings maybe a little more often than we did before, but overall I would call it a success. Definitely going to continue doing it the way we are now. Maybe jump across to the other side. And the other big one, which I would probably call the biggest change for us, was changing milk processors. So we changed to Bongart's Creameries in Perham, Minnesota, and that was absolute game changer for us. It's been an extremely positive change. Really happy we made that change. It's yeah, gets me very excited about the future for our farm, and also the potential for my kids in the future if they choose that they'd like to be dairy farmers as well. But that's a long ways away from today. But either way, really happy we made that change, and very excited to be part of Bongart's into the future. Last year around New Year, I had shared some goals with you guys, and I went back and looked because I couldn't remember. I had set 3 goals. First goal was a personal goal for me to learn Spanish. So we work with a lot of guys from Mexico on our farm, so they speak Spanish, obviously. A lot of them are bilingual. They speak pretty good English, not all of them. So it'd be very helpful for me to know Spanish. And I've been kind of trying to learn Spanish a little bit off and on for probably the last two, 3 years, I would say. And I definitely not fluent in Spanish at this point, but I know more today than I did a year ago. It's I can follow along with a conversation, or at least know what the conversation is about, but not quite fluent enough to be able to have a legitimate conversation with anyone other than saying what my name is, how is it going, saying this pen is pen 3 or something like that. Very simple things I can say, but definitely still have a ways to go. So that's actually going to be my personal goal for 2025. Gonna keep that goal going. Learn Spanish a little bit more fluently is what I'd like to do. The next goal I had set was for the YouTube channel, and mainly it was just try to do a better job with filming. And I still have some work to do there, but I think it's getting better all the time. Just trying to be more steady with the camera. The lighting thing is a big thing for me. I need to focus a little more on the lighting, because it happens quite often where I'm not looking at the camera or not looking close enough, and the lighting is very bad, and my camera doesn't really do very good in poor lighting, because this barn is actually fairly well lit, but the camera doesn't always show that, and I don't always notice it right away, and then we go to edit the video and it's too late at that point. I'm not going to come back and reshoot the videos, because I just don't have time for that. So typically what I film is what you get. I am going to change my goal for YouTube a little bit, and I'd like to focus a little more on things that you guys would like to see. So I get quite a few comments on different videos about wanting to see certain things, and I do try to remember some of those things, but what I'd like to do going forward into 2025, you guys have video ideas, things you'd like to see, things you'd like to know about, leave me a comment. I'm going to try to keep a list of those things in my phone, and I'm not saying I'm going to get to them right away, but when it fits, when it works out, I'm going to try to get to some of the things that you guys would like to see in the videos, and maybe cater a little more towards what my viewers want to see. So if you want to write down some video ideas you have or things you'd like to see, put them in the comments. I'm going to save them in my phone and try to get to them at some point within reason. The last goal was a goal for the farm, and something I've talked about quite a few times. So we're really focusing on getting more older cows in the herd, increasing the overall age of our herd, having less first lactation cows and more older cows. I think there's a lot of positive, beneficial things to that, and to get there also takes a lot of positive things. The older cows, they produce more milk. In general, they produce more butter, fat, and protein pounds. The less first lactation cows, that means that we have less heifers we have to raise to come back into the herd, which means we can breed for more beef, which means we can sell more calves. We have less heifers to take care of, so it's less strain on our heifer and calf facilities. So those are all positive things. And to get there, it takes better genetics, it takes better feeding practices, it takes more comfort for the cows, take care of better health for the cows, just in general, better welfare for the cows, which obviously is a positive no matter which way you think about it. And I had I had talked about, I think we were at 31% last year, and my goal was to get to 28% in 2024, and we reached that goal. We currently have 28, a little over 28% of our first lactation cows are a little over 28% of our cows are first lactation. Not sure really where we can, what the limit is on that. We're just going to continue doing things we are today. I'm not going to set another goal there because I don't know what really is realistic there. 28% to me seemed like an attainable goal and a realistic goal. But you can't go too far because obviously you need to make the right decision on when to send the cows to the sale barn to become hamburger. It still becomes about making those decisions at the right time. We don't want to hang on to cows too long just for the sake of having her in the herd. We want to make sure that we do her justice and that we make sure that she can maximize what she's able to give back to us on the farm, but also us as people as far as milk and meat are concerned. But I will set a new goal for our herd, and I'd like to focus on production, not just production in terms of pounds of milk, but maybe more in terms of butter, fat, and protein. So I look back at the whole year 2024, what our average protein and butter, fat, and milk production were, and we averaged over the whole year 424 butter fat, 326 protein, and a little over 90 pounds of milk per cow per day. So we averaged a little over 101 pounds energy corrected milk, which I'm pretty satisfied with that. I think that's a really strong number. Cows are doing really well, turning feed into milk really efficiently and cost effectively. But I think we can do better. I think there's always room to grow. There are a lot of farms out there that are smoking those numbers, that are doing way better than we are. So gives me an idea of where we can be and what's really attainable for these Holstein cows. And for me, I don't know if it's attainable in the next year, but I think a 4.4 and a 3.35 with the same production, say 90 pounds, I think that's within reach for us. It's going to take, the main thing what it's going to take to get there is forages. We just have to try to do a better job with our forages, even better than we are doing today. The more digestible our forages are, the better that those numbers can be in theory. And I think there's a lot of data to support that. The more digestible your fiber is, the more efficient a cow is going to be at turning those feeds into milk and butter, fat, and protein pounds. So it's kind of getting to be a long video at this point, probably. I think that that production goal, it's going to take a lot of work from everybody on our farm, from our milking crew, to the guys that clean the pens, to our herd health team, to our guys that are feeding the cows, feeding the calves, and everybody we work with on the genetic side, the nutrition side. It all has to come together to be able to attain those goals, or at least the production one. But I think we can do it. We'll see next year. I'll try to make this video again next year around the new year, and we'll see if we got there or not. But yeah, kind of rambling on at this point. If you guys have questions, comments, post them down below. And I do want to add that I really appreciate all you guys watching the videos. It makes it worthwhile putting them on, because it does take some work, especially for my wife Taryn. She does all the editing, so she actually spends a lot more time editing the videos than I do making them. So yeah, questions, comments, post them down below, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video.